Joseph took the body, wrapped it in a clean linen cloth, and placed it in a new tomb he had cut out of the rock. Then he rolled a large stone against the entrance of the tomb and departed.
In the darkness of a silent laboratory, lines of code transform into images. Pixels rise in relevance, and suddenly, a face. A face that spans centuries. A face the world knows but never expected to see like this, revealed by machines. Within hours, the news spreads across the globe like lightning. Headlines appear on science portals, religious websites, and on the screens of millions of cell phones. Artificial intelligence reveals the face of Jesus in 3D. It was as if the 21st century had wrested a secret from the Middle Ages. But what was a scientific discovery? For many, it sounded like an epiphany.
The Shroud of Turin, an ancient, fragile piece of linen with a faint image imprinted in its fibers. For some, it's the cloth that wrapped the body of Christ. For others, it's simply a medieval relic. Since 1898, when the first photographs revealed a hidden image in a negative, the cloth has become one of history's greatest enigmas. It has been tested, measured, photographed, dated, and has never ceased to generate controversy.
But now, a new perspective has entered the scene: artificial intelligence. High-resolution images were fed into neural networks, infrared light, ultraviolet light, chemical spectra. The algorithm didn't look for miracles, just patterns. And patterns emerged. Variations in intensity, hidden textures, plausible geometries. Gradually, the flat fabric transformed into relief. The shadow of a face was projected beyond the cloth. It wasn't proof of anything, but it was too impressive to ignore. On the same day the news went viral, the Royal Society in London organized an emergency debate. Physicists, archaeologists, statisticians. The tone was unanimous: caution. Jean-Paul Mercier, a French physicist and member of the team, summed it up. AI has detected three-dimensional variations. That's fascinating, but it's not supernatural. We need to separate data from interpretation. Others were harsher. Historian Richard Holmes declared the shroud is a magnet for pseudoscience. AI didn't see Jesus, it just recognized patterns, like faces in clouds. And yet, even among skeptics, there was unease. Because the anatomical accuracy revealed by AI was simply too difficult to dismiss. While newspapers spoke of proof of the resurrection, the Vatican followed the line of prudence. In an official statement, the Archdiocese of Turin repeated, "The shroud is an object of veneration, not scientific demonstration." But behind the scenes, theologians admitted surprise. Some saw the discovery as indirect confirmation. Others saw a risk that faith would be transformed into a technological spectacle. The question was inevitable. If even algorithms can see a face, what does this mean for faith?
On the streets of Turin, the reaction was immediate. Lucia Bianchi, 68, said emotionally, "I've always believed, but now even computers believe." For many, it was like reliving 1898, when Secondo Pia's first photographs caused a stir. Now the digital age seemed to bring a second photographic miracle. But not everyone celebrated. Spanish theologian Antonio Mena warned, "Faith doesn't need AI. The mystery doesn't fit in graphs." If science urged caution, the media demanded headlines. The algorithm saw Jesus, the digital proof of faith. Memes appeared in minutes. Jesus emerging from CT scanners. Comparisons to movie stars. Elena Rossi, the study leader, sighed. "We didn't discover Jesus. We discovered patterns." But the nuance was lost. And yet, something changed. Universities began receiving requests for collaboration. Suddenly, archaeometry, an obscure science, had become famous.
Here's the dilemma. If science ignores the shroud, it's accused of prejudice. If it investigates it, it's accused of fueling mysticism. Anthropologist Susan Kaplan summed it up. "The shroud exposes our fragility in the face of the inexplicable. We can't decide whether it's real or fake, because maybe that's not the right question. Perhaps the enigma isn't in the shroud, it's in us." The repercussions transcended religious boundaries. Secular philosophers became metaphors. Etienne Dubois wrote, "The true miracle is our inability to close the question." AI shows that even our coldest machines reveal depths that escape reason. The shroud became a mirror once again, reflecting not only beliefs, but also our most intimate questions. In the Turin Cathedral, the shroud remains still. Nothing about it has changed. Just an ancient cloth under protective glass. But for us, something has changed. Now we know that behind that flat image, there is a depth revealed by algorithms, as if the cloth had spoken again. Some hear a divine voice there, others only the echo of their own dreams. And perhaps that is the true enigma, not what the shroud is, but what it awakens in each of us.
The Shroud reminds us that science and faith are not on opposite sides. They are in dialogue, in conflict, in search. And the question remains open. Is what we see on the Shroud the truth of a face, or just the human need to believe? Whatever the answer, one thing is certain. The enigma is not over. In the next chapter, we go further. We'll go behind the scenes of the attempts at scientific replication, hearing from experts who are experimenting with new methods to test the impossible. Don't miss it. The enigma is just beginning.